There once lived a girl who lived in a cave. She didn't always live there. She remembers living outside of the cave, feeling the sun, skipping through the grass, feeling the water between her toes. And oh, did she love the way the air moved through her hair. But now, she lived in a cave. And she found herself in this cave because she found the world she lived in felt scary. She felt scared in the world she lived in. She would hear her thoughts consume her. You can't do that. You can't look like that. You can't act like that. You can't be like that. You have to do this, and you have to act like this, and you will turn into this when you grow up. And the girl, she didn't want any of that. She wanted to feel free. She wanted to feel happy. So she found herself in a cave, curled up, living happy. Or so she thought. In this cave, she knew how to control everything. She knew how to make the fire grow. She knew how to put spells on the dust and clean the dust off of her reading books. And she knew where everything was. Here she could control her thoughts. Here she could control her body. Here she could lose touch of those emotions that she didn't like, that she felt in the outside world. She remembered one time feeling anger in the outside world. And when she felt anger, her eyes got really wide and she said things she didn't want to say. And it caused people to cry. She didn't like that part of her, so she tucked it away. And in the cave, she didn't feel it because she wasn't met with anger. In the outside world, oftentimes she didn't fit in or didn't feel like she fit in. So she would contain herself, shrink herself, move slowly. Did anybody see me? And in the cave, she was safe. There was no one else there. So how could she possibly feel left out? How could she possibly feel like she didn't belong when she was on her own? In this cave, she felt safe. And this is where she stayed for too many days. Until one day, she felt something inside of her that she hadn't felt in a while. As she was putting the spells on the dust to move them away from her books, she felt this spark light in her belly. Just slightly, just a little. But it asked her to do something that she hadn't felt in a while. I really want to draw, it said. Oh, stop. No, we do not draw here, she reminded the little light in her belly. She stopped drawing since she's been in the cave. She's fearful of what it will create. She gets frustrated with herself when she draws, and she doesn't want to feel frustrated. So she reminds the light to turn off, and whoosh, it goes. As she was laying down for bed one night, she felt the light again. Remember when you loved to look at the stars, and when the stars would dance, it made you dance? Oh, stop. stop reminding me. When she danced in the outside world, she felt at peace. She felt like herself. Until one day when somebody told her, "You dance crazy. I don't like the way you dance." And so she stopped dancing. And here in the cave, she doesn't dance. Even though no one's around, it brings up those ideas and thoughts that scare her. So she stays here. Without her creativity, without her passion, without her light. She fell asleep that night, trying to push the thoughts away of her dancing. And how good it felt to dance. Trying to let go of that. The next morning she awoke and she saw something at the front of her cave. It was a light that she hadn't seen in a while. Not since the last time she thought of something she loved. And the light twinkled and played on the ground of her cave. She didn't want to go by it, scared of what it would do if she went too close, what it might remind her of. But her feet wanted to move, wanted to see, wanted to go towards the light. And for some reason today her mind wasn't protecting her. Her cave wasn't drawing her back in. Her mind was quiet, without thoughts. So her feet led her to the front of her cave. She moved quietly, breathing, something she hadn't done in a while. Well, at least focused on it all. And she saw it. There at the front of her cave was a basket of berries. Oh, I love berries, she thought. I remember whenever I would pick them, I would dance, I would smile, I would eat them, I would sing, I would show gratitude to the world, and I loved it. For some reason, today was different. Today she felt like going outside. Today she felt like grabbing those berries. And as she moved her hand closer to the basket, she heard something from inside. Take a step out. It's okay. Trust. Trust that we have you. Should I? She had been lonely inside of her cave. She knows that she can control whatever she wants here, and she's safe here. But something was calling her out. The sun was dancing in the sky as she looked up. The breeze was dancing in the prairie grass. The smell of the berries were getting stronger with every breath she took in. I feel safe here. But I really would like to see the world again. I really would like to feel into my light. So she took a step out. She took another. And that's when it happened. That inner voice inside said, "You have had some hard times with your light. You have had some hard times trusting your light. You have had some hard times loving your light. I encourage you to keep finding it, to keep celebrating it. And you can come back to this cave whenever you need. But please keep visiting me. Please come back to me. Please feel into me. Because it is I that will show you what inner joy feels like. It is I that makes this world even more fun and exciting. So keep visiting me. And wow, did the girl feel it. Instead of turning off her light, pushing it down, telling it to stop, just like everyone else had, she let it out. She danced, she sang, she drew, and she even did it around other people. Slowly, of course. And she would return to the cave whenever she needed. But when she was in her light, change happened inside.